final as well.
Absolutely. Let's not forget, we also keep touching on the fact that Anders is out of this competition. Oberon knocked him into the losers bracket, of course, as we get this one underway between Nicolas and Brice to secure the quarter-final spot.
And of course, Brice will be kicking from right to left in the red, and Nicolas from left to right in the light blue and white. Will we see early drama again as Nicolas just tries to see maybe if he can test the goalkeeper with a long-range finesse there, but can't beat the initial man?
Absolutely, and I don't want to have any bias going on in this game at all, but my thoughts of Nicolas potentially winning this tournament are with me at the moment. But Brice has earned his spot here in this round of 16 matchup, absolutely. So we'll see what happens in this fantastic game of FC between the two as Brice looks for an early first chance, but nothing comes of it.
I mean, Brice has nothing literally to lose against a big name like Nicolas. So probably it will give himself 100% since the very start of the match.
Yeah, it certainly takes the pressure off when you are not the expected winner here. And Brice can throw everything at Nicolas, and I think that's what these early stages are going to be. Both players just testing each other out, seeing if there are any weaknesses, any chinks in the arm that perhaps they can expose. We already saw an early finesse opportunity and one of the through balls. Oh, as Mbappe almost sneaks one through. And Nicolas already testing things here, and from the corner attempts another, but Brice holding on.
And you wouldn't exactly say Nicolas is like a fully conservative player, but he does maybe play slightly slower than some players we know that are very fast attackers. Then if we go over to Brice's side, he had, I think, 63% possession against Fuma yesterday. So we could be seeing a slightly slower matchup here. Who knows between these two? The playstyles could switch everything up as Brice is going to whip in a very quick corner here, but it's very well to the front post there from Nicolas with Mamadashvili.
Both players timing it green, though, from the headers, so expect those corners to be dangerous time and time again. We know exactly where they're going to want to put it, that near post where you could just nod it in, and it could be the difference in a game like this. I think you're right, sure. I think we could see a game where Nicolas really tries to control the pace of it, especially if he takes a goal lead here.
Yeah, I think against these kind of players, as we see Nicolas with a potential chance here, twisting and turning on the edge of the box, trying to create some space. Cantona with some lovely little step overs, but recycles the play once again. Me and Tom spoke about taking the bins out. He has indeed. However, Messi has his chance saved there. And yeah, as I was just touching on between these two players, I think when you're playing against someone who plays a little bit slower, potentially like Brice, when you do lose the ball, it can be more frustrating where you go to attack again. I can't even get to finish my point because these guys are playing too well.
Two players who have worked very hard to be here in the round of 16, but very much have their eyes set on getting to the quarterfinals. Maybe Nicolas one step further. I think that the difference between these two players, Brice is just going to be happy round after round the further he gets in this tournament. And whilst the hope is always to win, you've also got to respect the opponents you're going up against and recognize the moment that you're in here, whereas Nicolas will want that win because he has been so close before.
Yeah, and I think you're really happy here as Brice having a first 15 minutes where you've kept Nicolas at bay. He's had maybe one or two chances, but Nicolas being one of the best players we have seen over all the years of FC, potentially the GOAT of the whole game, which we've been touching on quite a few times in this tournament.
Look at the keeper movement from Nicolas already.
Unbelievable keeper movement there. And Santu, do you think Nicolas is the kind of person to be thinking about the next round or the end of the tournament, or do you think it's literally just focus on this game at hand?
I think he's one of the person that focuses game after game, but I'm pretty sure he's looking at the brackets, looking at those two names that he will face.
It's just always the expectation with a player like Nicolas that he would go that one step further and maybe, just maybe, could get to another final. And perhaps this time in 2025 it will be a little bit different than it was the last time we saw him there, as Harry Kane does still have the ball.
Could you imagine a Tex versus Nicolas final?
I mean,
that would be throwing it back to Barcelona 18.
Wow.
I believe, which would just be ridiculous as we jump here over to the game between Oberon and Jafonso. And is that 2-0 Obrun.
Yes,
I believe
Franco,
we have there.
Yes, Franco.
Absolutely fantastic. And Obrun proving to be one of the best players in the entire world. Taking down Anders, of course, and now looking to book his place into the quarterfinals.
Very sad news for Tifonzo. Elsewhere here, back with Kylian Mbappe. An early strike yet again, but the ball does come back for Nicolas. Danger
almost
over.
penalty.
But I tell you what, Nicolas keeps striking him early. He's trying to catch Brice off guard here, but Brice has been wise to it.
Yeah,
Defending very well.
Actually, Nicolas is one of the players who doesn't shoot only when it's a 100% chance to give it a shot. He actually comes into the box. He just tries it.
And Nicolas always trying loads of crazy things. We know he's got so much in his arsenal as Brice trying to work an angle here down the line. Going to do that recycle pass we've been speaking about oh so much in the FC Pro World Championship. Is he going to trigger this run to the fullback? He doesn't. He just baits out a couple player locks, and we know how important they've been throughout this tournament. Lucio down the line, trying to work an angle, but I mean, Gaskin, Nicolas is defending. What do you do against that? He's literally marking every single pass.
It's like he's controlling multiple players at once, and I know he is with the second man press, but also the player switching, always why Nicolas has been so phenomenal. His defensive ability, incredible. At the same time, Brice needs to be aware of it.
Hold on.
And see if he can catch him off guard as Harry Kane has a chance to make it one. It's gone wide.
And you cannot miss those opportunities against one like Nicolas. You just cannot do it.
As we see Gifonzo here, I think going to get himself a goal, a slightly lucky bounce, but he will not care at all as he looks to get back another title here in Saudi Arabia. As we jump back into our featured match here, Brice down the line, dribbling with Messi. James on the edge of the box, but Nicolas is defending once again. I'm telling you, this man, he's playing a different game, it feels like, sometime with how he defends.
I mean, Brice at one point was just hoping Nicolas was going to bring a man out, but there's very little mistakes Nicolas is going to make, so you have to capitalise when you get an opening, which he did not do in the previous. With that shot going wide, you would have expected Brice to nail that, considering how he's been playing in the last day.
I'm just so impressed watching Nicolas, the timing of his offside traps. He pulls a player back to mark.
Oh my goodness.
I saw it inside.
Every time that I go to compliment a player, another thing happens.
Keep
So
on
close
compliment
there.
them. Keep on compliment them. So
Well, you want to see more drama, is it, Santu?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking
Keep on
for
doing
here?
it.
Nicolas playing that. That's an unbelievable first-time through ball into Kylian Mbappe. It's onside as can be, and I tell you what, from Kylian Mbappe, that's outstanding.
What were we saying the last match? If you miss an opportunity, the next one you're gonna concede a goal. How did you say that before?
Say that again.
When
Sorry, I've absolutely lost my head at Nicolas scoring that. I just wanted to touch on the first time through ball there.
Brice just missed a clear opportunity before. And
the hammer blow.
Yeah,
the hammer
exactly,
blow. That's
yeah,
what you were saying,
exactly,
Santu. Absolutely, some great composure there from Nicolas. Brice tries to move the keeper near post, but Nicolas waits for the keeper movement in fantastic fashion, finesses it far post, and a great goal.
I mean, it's a sucker punch, isn't it? You've tried so hard, you've had your opportunity, you look like the player who's in the ascendancy, and then that's what Nicolas does. He sits back, he defends, and then he takes his moment, and boy, did he punish Brice there with that first time through ball, and then flawless with the finish, as you would expect from a player of his standards.
And kind of an inevitable feeling about this game for me at the moment, but I can't take anything away from Brice. Had that great chance with Harry Kane. I will just touch on that chance. I think Nicolas moving the keeper, it basically puts the shot wide sometimes, and I think even though the precision shooting was off, when you move the keeper to the far post and then you shoot that way, it sends the shot off worse. So you can tell Nicolas slightly in Brice's head here as we see Nicolas attacking down the line once again. Messi darting through. Trying to find the ball inside.
I thought he was doing a trivela from that far.
I mean, he might have thought about it. He's already tried a couple of long-distance shots already, has Nicolas. He is not scared to shoot when he believes there's an opportunity. The real question is, can he double his lead before half-time here? And that would make it very difficult for Brice to get back into. And he is starting to charge forward, starting to accelerate a little bit faster. Messi is just going to play a lock switch to Cruyff, but maybe it was just a little bit of a dummy. And you can see Nicolas is just waiting for that moment. And I tell you what, he does go for a bang, but it's going to be a corner.
Nicolas, you're getting me excited, my friend. Into the near post, Mamardashvili versus Mamardashvili right there, but the defensive one comes through once again.
Tom would have a nightmare trying to compensate that.
He would not enjoy that, would he, for a single second? He's absolutely smashed it, but we see 42 minutes into this one here. Nicholas, you would imagine, speaking of Tom, would hold out for the last attack. Tom's really been hoping more players adopt that old school play style of saying, look, lads, I don't want to concede before the halftime break. Let's see how this one unfolds.
It's so strange because I feel like Tom learned from those before him, and now the newer players are not necessarily taking it on board as much. And I know there's been a lot of changes in FC over this last few years, but still it is just back to basics sometimes. You have to just go with what works, and sometimes that is just a little bit of time wasting, or time management as we like to call it.
Absolutely. As +1 in this one, Brice will have a chance here at the end of the half to potentially score, but we go over to our game with Obrun and Jafonso, and I believe Obrun is about to make this 4-1. And that is one of the best goals we have seen all weekend long.
Oh my God.
Take it away, Santu.
What a driven shot. Not even doing time it.
But it shows you don't need to time finish sometimes with the play styles and the shooting that you have on these items at this stage of the game.
Franco, Bruno. His name is Franco.
Comprende. That is absolutely unbelievable. What a finish. 4-1 up, Obrun. And you can see both players having a little chat with their coaches here at half-time. Nicholas, 1 goal to the good.
So let me get this right. We lost our former world champion in Anders, and our current Esports World Cup champion is now 4-1 down in this game as well. I mean, this is looking like it's going to be a tournament with results all over the place.
You lost against an Italian.
Great. He did indeed, yep.
And he's losing against
I mean, the Italian Stallions are looking pretty good at this tournament thus far, it has to be said, especially Samu Gamer taking out also local favourite and incredible player Abu Maka getting eliminated. So there is something to be said. I mean, potentially, what, 2 Italians in the top 8?
Yeah.
I mean, that is an incredible performance from a region, has to be said. As we're just checking in now with this game, and it was 4, yes. Make it 5. Thank you very much, Obrun. And he certainly is so close to booking his ticket to the quarterfinals.
5 meatballs.
The meatballs have made it back out. They were here at ECL, and they're back here at the FC Pro World Championship. I tell you what, we were speaking about seeing blowouts in these knockout fixtures. Obrun is playing absolutely out of his mind. What a player. As we jump back over to Nicholas versus Brice. The 47th minute here, the second half, kicking things off. A real chance here for Brice and the low-driven finish. Unreal.
Unbelievable from Brice. The vision to get the ball there, but also the speed of which he decided to take that shot and, of course, go for the driven as well. Ties us up 1-1, and this isn't going to be a walkover for Nicholas. It's not going to be like the Obrun game that you're seeing. I feel like this is going to go right down to the wire here, Santu.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe, I don't want to say we can see extra times here, but, you know, Brice is pretty confident looking at his reaction.
Absolutely. I just want to touch on the Obrun fixture again. Are we just going to see it just keep switching back and say 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 9-1?
It could be one of those, which, if I remember correctly, last year it was Jafonso we kept checking and he was battering someone, but sometimes you do have to pass that torch, and sometimes you have to put your hands up and say that there's a better player on the other side.
You know, I got to say, Gaskin, there's a joke that I haven't used yet.
Oh dear.
It's one of the classics. Like battered at the fish and chip shop.
Yep.
And I brought it right in.
Yeah.
It would be a lot better if it was used when a goal actually flew in, but I had to say it because the fact I've not said it yet this tournament is absolutely outrageous. Moving swiftly on, 50 minutes into this one, we are, and Brice starting to play a lot better in this second half. Looks like he's got a lot more control on this one. Trying to build up on the edge here, baiting a couple of player locks, but Nicholas's defense, as per usual, looks almighty fine. Yeah, it's the same attempt from Brice here. He's hoping that Nicholas is going to pull one of those players out so he can expose that position, but Nicholas hasn't really been making those mistakes until potentially now! And Brice takes the lead against the Iceman, and maybe, just maybe, an upset could be on the cards here. And the decision for Brice to time finish that shot is so surprising. It was yellow time, but it manages to find the back of the net. Yeah. And very surprising, Nicholas being 2-1 down here. Will he crash out before making it into Saturday?
He almost stayed the post with that yellow time.
I'll say now, I tell you what, if it had red time, that's the worst thing. That is the worst thing we would have ever seen in this tournament, absolutely. But it didn't happen. We're talking a fantasy.
Is it a risk worth taking, though? As we check back
Franco!
in, it is another
Franco!
goal. You said it. You said it, Shuri. And we have a very happy Italian.
Santu, have your moment. Have your moment.
Franco! No, I don't see a Franco anymore.
6-1 though from
6-1 for Auburn. Oh my God.
I think, how many players going into this quarter-final are going to be really scared of Auburn at this point? Like thinking, if I imagine, he's taken down Anders, and he's just playing absolutely ridiculous. Of course, the Esports World Champion, Esports World Cup Champion, should I say, in Jafonzo, making him look like it's a champs game.
It is sad when you see someone on the receiving end of it, but of course Jafonzo has to be throwing everything forward now, as does maybe not the case for Nicolas. He doesn't have to rush just yet. He's only the goal behind. Actually, could find the equaliser now.
He's offside.
But offside. So close, yet so far.
That was almighty tight, that one. Absolutely. And Brice has absolutely dodged a bullet there, you have to say.
I really don't want to be into Brice versus now. Brice is sweating probably right now to try to keep.
Dear.
Oh, that Nicolas press high up the pitch is unbelievable. Keep an eye out for that throughout. Nicolas, we know how good he is defensively. Ham on the edge of the box. Absolutely nothing on, though, at all. Going to have to recycle this one. Triggering a couple runs, trying to get in behind. Brice's defence looking very solid here, though. Kane down the line, trying a player lock inside. Get a bit of fortune. Across goal, Messi. It's extremely messy, to be honest with you. He's going to whip the corner in here. Front post, Mamadashvili is there once again.
My God, Messi by name, Messi by nature, and Brice just needs to calm it down. You saw the coach from behind just saying, calm, relax. You don't need to be rushing it when you get the ball back, and now he has a chance to control the pace of the game yet again, but Nicolas is knocking on the door. He's banging on the door. He wants to boot that door down to get back into this game.
Oh, you're in this position against Nicolas 2-1 up. I feel like you'd almost rather be down as Brice here in this kind of situation. Nicolas is absolutely flying at him with this press. You know, what I'm thinking with that is like you'd rather score like a late goal or something against Nicolas because he's so fierce. However, Brice striking forward here with Reece James, and that's an outrageous finish. Wow. Who expected that? Because I know I did not. What do you even say?
Now, yeah, we are speechless, actually.
I mean, that's what happens when you press. Nicolas was trying to break him down. He was trying to win that ball back very high up on the pitch, and then Brice takes full advantage of it down the wing. But again, the decision-making, what we've just seen from Brice to say, actually, I think I might be able to sneak this one in, and it is back to the low-driven shots as well. Those kind of angles weren't really on a few months ago, but ever since we've seen the introduction of low-driven, it just opens up an extra decision that can be made. And
it has to be said, the amount of practice these players put in to be the best players at FC in the world, they're practicing these tight angles all the time to catch your opponent off guard. I don't think Nicolas for a single second is thinking that there's definitely a shot coming in from Reece James. Of course, there's no way of anticipating that with any keeper movement, and slots it into the back of the net. And Nicolas, his back up against the wall here. A result we were not expecting here, Santu.
Definitely not expecting it. We were talking about it in the very start of the match. But now I can feel the pressure for Nicolas, actually. As I told you, maybe in the last 25 minutes of the game, Nicolas will feel it, and he will try to crush it, doing anything he can.
I mean, certainly Nicolas is not out of this one, not just yet. A fourth, however, could hurt him here. Does need to be careful, but we know full well, even if there's only 10 minutes left, Nicolas still has a chance here, especially as of what we've seen so far in this tournament with late goals being involved. As Brice still trying to find his way through, happy to dance around with Kane at the moment.
Yeah, this is just absolutely class play from Brice. I've been so impressed with him in this second half, the way he's controlled this game. Nicolas' defence all the way. I mean, you say backs against the wall. It's literally right at the back of the pitch, and Brice will not mind this at all. This is exactly where you want to hold possession. Tick down the clock, not necessarily to time waste, but more frustrate your opponent, get him to pull players out of position.
And to find the right space.
Nicolas eventually wins the ball back and just gives it away straight away. Very uncharacteristic.
I will say, I didn't think this was going to work for Brice. This play style, but it is absolutely smoking Nicolas. And he is up against one of the most historic legends that we have in the FC scene. He is 3 goals ahead here.
I genuinely was not expecting that. Not at all. But you were saying that.
I said it's been a day of upsets. We've all the players that we were predicting maybe would be able to march forward. It has been often the underdog, or at least the player least expected, that has marched on. And maybe Brice is going to be the next name added to that very list. I still think Nicolas does have a chance in this game. I'm refusing to write him off, but we are getting close to starting to truly consider that Brice is going to be in the quarterfinals here.
And the absolutely shocking results just continue to happen here at the FC Pro World Championship. I think Nicolas is going to need to be absolutely perfect, though. But I want to just touch on Brice and the way he's taken over this game in the second half. Of course, scored an early goal, right, to kick back off. And then he said, you know what, I'm going to start controlling this game. I think he's had 62% possession. Nicolas, like I said at the start of this game, he was kind of relaxing himself, playing quite slow. As soon as you gain control in this kind of position, and something really uncharacteristic of Nicolas that just happened was he won the ball back, and this is what I was making the point of before. When you've been waiting to win the ball back for ages and then you finally get it back, you act a little bit more rash, and we saw that from Nicolas happen straight away there. A driven pass into the midfield that then leads straight away to a Brice goal, and 4-1 to the good.
I'm asking you guys, is it over for Nicolas?
It may well be over for Nicolas. I think if we don't see a goal in the next 2 attacks, it might just be too late. And if a 5th goal goes in, it's definitely done and dusted without a shadow of a doubt. But when it is a player of this caliber for Nicolas, you always have to assume that there is just another gear. But maybe Brice just has his number in this one. But Nicolas does win the ball back. Roberto on the left-hand side again loses it, though. And these are patterns that are beginning to merge here. Shuri.
Yeah, of course, on the stats, we can sometimes see now of course, we can always see, like, the ball turnover of possession. Nicolas, in the last sort of 10, 15 minutes, every time he's got it back, he's just giving it straight back to him. I think Brice is playing with extreme confidence here, though. He's pressing high up the pitch, and then when he's winning the ball back, I mean, I can't even begin to explain how frustrating this is. We all know when this happens in a champs or a rivals game where someone starts holding the ball against you, it's ridiculously hard to gain composure. But Nicolas with another chance, but the ball just giving away a little bit carelessly once again.
The fact, though, that Brice is happy to play it back to his goalkeeper, play it between his defenders. He knows every single pass here, every single second he's holding on to that ball is a second off of this clock. 14 minutes now remain for Brice. He is so close, he can almost taste the quarterfinals.
And, you know, we were speaking about Nicolas potentially retiring. This might leave a very sour taste in your mouth, being your last ever game at a tournament. Cantona down the line here for Brice. Does he need to go forward? Absolutely not. He's just going to relax here.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to wait for Nicolas to open his space and to find this kind of runs like this one with Hansen.
It's fantastic work from Brice here, I have to say. One of the most composed sort of halves of a game I've seen in a long time here. And Nicolas has just not had any answer to it at all. Extremely surprising from one of the greats of FC.
Has to be a goal here, you feel, if Nicolas wants to get back into this game, but he gives the ball away again, just can't quite find the angle for the shot. And I'm surprised, because at the beginning of the game, the way that Brice was playing, I thought it wouldn't work here against Nicolas, waiting for him to make mistakes. But Nicolas has stepped out, has offered that opportunity for Brice to attack, and now finds himself 4-1 down. 9 minutes remain. Maybe a lifeline here for Nicolas. Is it too late, or is there still time? 8 minutes left. Why is he called the Iceman? We are about to find out.
I would love to see this so much.
This has to be perfect.
The absolute heart going.
He has to be perfect in every single attack he will do in the last 8 minutes of the match.
You know what's crazy is Brice was cruising, is still cruising in theory, but if you look at his player cam, the nerves suddenly start to kick in a little bit, because the seed of doubt gets planted into your mind of, well, what if I do throw this one away? I'm so close to a quarterfinal, but I'm also going up against Nicolas here.
Now, of course, Tex, in that extra time against Danny Pitbull, came out victorious in the end, but conceded 2 goals extremely quickly. Brice, yeah, like you said, Gaskin, showing a bit of despair there, looking like 83rd minute. Like we said, Nicolas has got to be perfect here, but do not count this man out. Of course, we had the classic water sip from Nicolas after he scored that second goal. Hopefully we see 2 more of them and we get an extra time. in this final game of the day.
The pressure being applied from Nicolas then. For Brice, it's about playing keep away. The year 11s versus the year 7s. Just don't allow them to get close to it. But Nicolas has won the ball back. Does give it away, though. But he's trying to make those passes. He is taking those risks. He wants to try and penetrate the defense of Brice so he can get through. He can't afford to give too much time to Brice on the ball here. Needs to win it back.
And you can only press so much. Nicolas absolutely throwing the kitchen sink in. It's knocking at the door, but no one is home. Until now, though.
Oh, my goodness.
There's such a good chance for a play-lock opportunity there. Into the through ball, and just, I don't know if he didn't see it in time, didn't react in time, but I tell you something, it didn't happen.
Maybe thought it was offside. It has to be said. It was definitely an opportunity, but maybe still one. Kylian Mbappe, but it's saved! Amazing goalkeeper movement for Brice, which may have just sent him into the quarterfinals.
That was the chance. I think genuinely if Nicolas scores that, Brice just looks so nervous. But now the story is totally different. It's the 89th minute, and I don't even know if Nicolas has got the time. You need to score, and you need to score right now. It's not going to be enough. And that looks like Nicolas will be crashing out of the FC Pro World Championship in heartbreaking fashion.
I can't believe it.
We have seen so many big names already eliminated from this tournament. Anders Vergan gone, Jafonso probably gone, Emre Yilmaz gone. And the next to that list looks like it is going to be Nicolas. And even though he is playing right to that final whistle, he will know at this moment that there is just not enough time. 3 minutes of added on time. You know, if he had scored that goal, the time was there, the opportunity was there, but it was the keeper movement from Brice that kept this alive. It was the whole game from Brice as the final whistle will blow, and Brice will move on to the quarterfinals in what is another upset here at the FC Pro World Championship.
I'm so sad for Nicolas. It would have been so fantastic to see him win this tournament, but look, the handshakes between the players, great amount of respect being shown from both. And I just want to say a massive shout out to Brice though, because the way he played that second half, that's one of the most impressive halves I've seen in a while. Of course, held a fair bit of possession, but that was because he earned the right to hold that possession. He controlled the game extremely well, scored some great goals against Nicolas, and Santu Nicolas just didn't have the answers in the end.
Yes, what a brace from Brice.
I tell you what a way to go out that is.